We need to discuss something today that I rarely see get the attention that it deserves, and that is something that I call the disability slippery slope. It's something that occurs, unfortunately, more frequently than you would think in public for disabled people. And this is something that I've seen happen to all manner of disabled people, whether they have an invisible illness or they're clearly a wheelchair user. It really doesn't matter. It happens to all of us, and it's annoying. Now, unfortunately, I experience this extremely frequently myself because of the fact that a lot of my money comes from conventions. Conventions have been going extremely well for me. As of last year, we are making enough to pay our bills off of conventions alone. And I mean, that's an artist's dream. Everyone who loves art and wants art to become their real job aspires to reach that point eventually where they don't have to go to a 9 to 5. They can sustain themselves off of commissions and the money they make from Artist Alley. So I'm so happy about that and about all of the other soon to be opportunities that go along with the art that we are being given right now. But when it comes to specifically conventions as well as other public spaces, there's a big issue that happens, and that is the bathroom issue. Unfortunately, for those of you who have not attended Comic-Cons or who haven't attended them in a while, a very big issue that occurs at conventions, any conventions that actually take place in convention centers themselves and not hotel lobbies or something, generally have only one disabled stall per bathroom. At least most of the ones that I have been to. And I've been to some that are absolutely massive, some that are teeny tiny, and some that are right in the middle. So it's not like, oh, it was just that specific convention center. No, it is most of them. There is one disabled stall that is big enough to hold a wheelchair. Technically, you can say there are two, but one of them I doubt would even be able to hold a walker. You'd have to have it outside of the stall. And most of us don't want to do that because people suck and people will make off with it thinking they're so hilarious, even though you're now trapped in there. So it's more the secondary one that can't hold a walker or a wheelchair is more so used for people that just need to get their balance a little bit better by like hugging the walls. Now, at a smaller scale event, like say a gun and knife show or some, which also tend to take place at convention centers, this may not be a huge issue, and technically it's not a violation of ADA law because they are providing disabled people with a stall. It just isn't a lot. And unfortunately, at larger conventions and even mid-sized conventions, you end up with thousands upon thousands of people all occupying the same space at the same time. And a lot of them are cosplayers. There are cosplay competitions. You win a lot of money if you win the cosplay competition. And what do people do? Literally the entire time from Friday morning till the end of Sunday, they take over the only stall that can fit a wheelchair. And it's incredibly annoying. There are a lot of wheelchair users who also have some kind of medical problem that means that when they need to go immediately. I am one of those people. I can't wait. I need to go. And on top of it, even if I didn't, I'm an artist. I have a table to get back to. And I'm the one with the card reader. I don't want to wait here for half an hour while you affix your stupid hat for your cosplay. It's annoying and it's obnoxious, and it could lead accidentally to medical harm if you don't get out of the only stall that a wheelchair can fit in. Now, why is this a slippery slope? Well, I have some examples for you. I am in a forum for one of the conventions that I attend, and a couple of times during the last one, I complained about this. I was like, guys, during the convention, get out of the disabled stall. It's starting to piss a lot of us off. There is a literal line of people in wheelchairs waiting for you to get out. You can put on your cosplay literally anywhere else. You should have planned better. You could have put like a leotard on or something so you can put the rest of it on top. There's a million ways that this could have been avoided. You chose not to avoid it though. So first we start with the bathroom issue, just only one stall being available and people hogging it. And this snowballs into disabled people getting frustrated and asking people to stop utilizing the stall. Now that then snowballs into us needing to prove that we are worthy of having the bathroom stall. And this screenshot right here is my perfect example of that. This woman decided to argue with me and assume that I must just be complaining online, and that at no point did I think to actually say something to people in the bathroom. One, everyone says something in the bathroom. We're annoyed. We want to get back to what we're doing. We're gonna call you out if we know you're not disabled and you're just lollygagging in there.
No lollygagging.
So yes, I did speak to people beforehand, but I shouldn't have to. That's what pissed me off about her comment. I shouldn't have to. If I want to just complain online, I should be able to just complain online. If I want to complain in person, I should be able to complain in person. It doesn't matter where I'm complaining about it or why I'm complaining about it. If it is a disability access problem, I shouldn't have to prove that I'm worthy of something that you have absolutely no problem accessing. You had like 20 other stalls that you as an able-bodied woman could have easily gone into. You don't understand why this is a struggle. You have no concept of why we get upset and we complain online about this stuff, or we complain in person. Also, the other issue with this is that some people can only complain online. Someone who is waiting might also be mute or deaf and unable to communicate with the person who's in the disabled stall. They might have anxiety. They might have gone through trauma where people attacked them in the past over a simple request like this, and they don't want to go through that again, because yes, we do get assaulted and attacked fairly frequently just for demanding basic human decency. And of course, when they don't get the response they want after making a crappy comment like this woman did, it turns into, well, if you don't like the fact that people are taking over the only disabled stall, then you should just stay home. You should just stay home all day, every day, rotting on the couch and being a burden to your friends, family, and yourself. At least that's how they see us. And getting to do nothing that makes you happy. And what happens then? If you're at home all day, you can't have a job, right? Because if you're at a job, whether you're at Walmart, an office job, whatever, you need to access a bathroom. There's probably the same disability access issues at work too, which means if you're at home all day and you never leave your house, you have to get Social Security. So your argument is, well, stay at home all day if you don't want to deal with that. Fine, I'll take Social Security then. Then what happens? You as a disabled person are forced to never have more than $2,000 in the bank. A lot of people don't know that's actually a rule that goes along with being someone who collects Social Security. You can have no more than $2,000 in the bank. Now, for regular daily, weekly use, monthly bills, you might think, well, that sounds fine. That's not a big deal. It shouldn't be a problem. But think long term. So I might want to get a new car because, oh shit, how do I get to my doctor's appointments now? My car is dead. $2,000 isn't always going to be enough to pay for that. And even if it is, okay, so I put that $2,000 that was in my bank account down on that car. Now I've got nothing for the rest of the month because a lot of Social Security comes in the form of monthly payments. So I don't have money for food or anything else now, and my electric might get shut off. Who knows what's going to happen? The second thing is I'm never going to be able to save for anything like a house. What house right now can you get for $2,000? Come on. And you're lucky if Social Security even gives you close to enough in your monthly checks to become $2,000 a month. I had a friend who absolutely could not work at all because of their disability. It was that severe. And he, as a quadriplegic, only got $800 a month. How can a person sustain themselves on that? Someone else I knew was getting a $2,000, but one time he was literally 1 penny over, and he got threatening calls saying that he needs to remove the penny from his bank account immediately or he's getting cut off. Not to mention the disgusting ableist ideas people have about Social Security collection in the first place. They see somebody in a wheelchair spending money at the mall or something and having a great time with their partner or their best friend or something, and they go, well, if they can afford to sit here and just mess around and spend money in the mall all day, then why can't they afford their car payment? Why can't they afford their rent? What's their problem? Why aren't they just save? Well, I just explained to you. They physically cannot save money properly when they're on Social Security like you wanted them to be. And now you're mad that they're spending the money they have to spend in order to keep their Social Security. This is why I call it the disability slippery slope. Each time an able-bodied person tries to dictate the life of someone who is disabled and go, well, you wouldn't have such a problem if you just did this or you just did that, you see how it snowballs into something so much worse for us. So the next time you either see somebody who is disabled and they're frustrated because of the fact that someone is utilizing the only disabled stall in the bathroom, or just there's some kind of access issue for us, instead of being annoyed with them and trying to go, well, their life would be better if they just did this or they just did that from an able-bodied mindset, try advocating for them. Try asking them, do you need me to help make sure that, you have the accessibility that you need right now? Try making sure that life is actually easier. And if online you see somebody making nasty comments like that screenshot I showed you, dogpile them. I know that's usually frowned upon on the internet, but people like that fully deserve to get dogpiled on. It's a disgusting mindset to have. It's harmful, and as I hope you can see by the slippery slope, it can ultimately lead to someone becoming homeless, or worse, even dying if they can no longer afford or have no access to their medical care because they don't have a car, they don't have money. But I know this is ranty, but I think it really needed to be said, and hopefully you learned something from this video. And until next time, do something that makes you happy today, as long as you're not harming anyone else, and I will see all of you again soon. Bye-bye.